Welcome to my Days of Our Lives official channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Stefan and Kristen agree to an alliance at Wendy and Tripp's apartment. Tripp set up Ava, packing her things so she could move in with Harris. Wendy stood in the hallway outdoors, and she eavesdropped Tripp ask what trouble Ava was in. When Wendy entered, Tripp said that he wanted to make sure Ava was moving out for the right reasons. Ava tried to assure Tripp that she was not in any trouble, and she left. Latterly, Tripp asked Wendy about her first day back to work at the Salem PD. Wendy participated that she had endured heart pulsations and briefness of breath when she would passed by Goldman's former office. Tripp said that maybe Wendy had returned to work too soon. Tripp added that Wendy's anxiety after their time in prison was accessible, and he delicately suggested that she speak to a professional. When Wendy grew quiet, Tripp asked what was on her mind. Wendy recalled Tripp saying that Ava always set up trouble. And Tripp, if she finds it again, I do not suppose I can deal with it. With getting caught in the crossfire, Wendy said. Wendy noted that Tripp would always want to cover Ava, and she bothered if Ava set up herself in trouble again. Tripp asked what Wendy was trying to say. Wendy said that she had spoken to Wei Shin before that day and that Wei had sounded more like himself for the first time in months after Lee's death. Wendy added that her parents were still fragile, and she said that she would heard the fear in their voices when they'd learned of Wendy and Tripp's hijacking. Wendy said that she was tired of always fussing and staying for bad effects to be. Tripp said that Wendy was one of the strongest people he knew, and he swore that he'd always be there for her. Wendy broke down in gashes when Tripp wrapped his arms around her. At the DiMera manse, Stefan was in a triumphant mood when he told E.J. that he would just returned from visiting Gabby at Statesville. Ah, how romantic. Two felonious suckers. One confined, the other having finessed justice, E.J. sarcastically fooled. Kristen entered, and she was surprised to learn that Stefan had gained his freedom. Kristen was irked that she was the last in the family to learn that Stefan was out of jail. Kristen soon supposed that Stefan had bought or blackmailed E.J. to secure Stefan's freedom. E.J. teased that the public relations department at DiMera Enterprises would be issuing a statement noting that Stefan was stepping down as CEO due to particular shortcomings. E.J. sarcastically wished Stefan and Kristen good luck, and he beamed extensively as he left. Latterly, Kristen asked if Stefan intended to allow E.J. to push Stefan out at DiMera Enterprises. Stefan said that he did not have a choice. Stefan broke, and he sounded struck by an idea. Stefan noted that Kristen had been granted a full amnesty after her release from Statesville in 2023. Right, so, a confused Kristen asked. So? Well, I cannot be CEO. No reason you can't, Stefan replied. Kristen admitted that she was intrigued. Stefan and Kristen soon agreed to form an alliance to help Kristen become CEO of DiMera Enterprises. Stefan and Kristen heeded to their alliance. Kristen asked what Stefan would want in return for installing her as CEO. You help me get Gabby out of captivity, Stefan said. You want me to help you get Gabby out of captivity? I mean, why do not we just get a brace of shovels and go find Jimmy Hoffa? This is insane, Stefan, Kristen said. Ultimately, Kristen agreed to suppose about Stefan's offer. Stefan said that he'd no way been further certain of Gabby's innocence as it pertained to Lee's death. Well, if she did not kill Lee Shin, the simplest legal way to get her out of captivity would be to find out who did, Kristen said. Stefan said the police had exhausted every lead and that his private investigator had set up nothing to exculpate Gabby. Kristen pledged that she'd find a way to prove Gabby's innocence. At the Brady pub, Ava met Harris for a drink after they had put Ava's effects in Harris's room. Harris looked into Ava's eyes, and he said warmly that they fit together impeccably. Harris proposed that he and Ava toast to a fresh launch. Ava was reluctant, and she participated that she did not feel she could have a fresh launch until she completed the task Clyde had asked her to perform. Harris said that he planned to arrest Clyde. Formerly Ava handed Clyde the black book that contained contact information for Clyde's medicine suppliers. A short while laterally, Ava and Harris were intruded J. Stopped by J. Boasted that Stefan had been ousted from Demera Enterprises. J. Asked Ava for her keys to the bistro to pass along to Stefan, who J. noted would be managing the bistro full-time. Ava and Harris changed a regard after hearing J's request. Ava made up in reason to avoid handing the keys to J, who said that Harris had committed an obvious dereliction of duty for choosing not to press charges against Stefan for shooting Harris. Harris sluggishly stood up to defy J. Says the man who made the deal to set Stefan free. How did he get you to do it? What is Stefan holding over your head? Harris asked as he and J. stood face to face. Harris added that he knew Stefan was holding commodity over J, and he pledged to find out what it was. J. said that he knew why Harris had chosen not to press charges against Stefan. And I suggest that you and he, with all of your configurations in your separate closets, stay on my good side. Or your rather irregular conditioning will see the light. And at the veritably least, you'll be an officer of the law no more, J. said surely before leaving. Harris mugged after J. left the cantina. At the Titan office, Alex told Teresa that an important advertising mate had pulled out of Bella at the last moment. Alex said that the magazine was failing and that he believed Titan would have to shut down Bella by the end of the day. Teresa prayed Alex to change his mind. Alex said there was nothing more he could do. Teresa was sad, but she said she understood. Alex pledged to find Teresa another job. To his surprise, Teresa told Alex not to bother. I quit, she said summarily. Teresa said that she had only been a charity hire. Alex said that was not true, but Teresa said that it was stylish for everyone if she set up a fresh launch nearly differently. Teresa left. In Konstantine's room at the Kiriakis' manse, Konstantine surprised Maggie when he said he could not accept her marriage offer because it would put her in an uncomfortable position with her family and musketeers. Maggie said that she felt the need to make amends to Konstantine for everything he'd suffered because of Victor. And if anyone disagrees, to hell with them, Maggie said. Konstantine agreed to marry Maggie, and he said that words could not express how happy he was. Maggie asked that Konstantine keep the marriage offer between them, and she left the room. All the pieces are falling right into place for me to get exactly what I earn. Now, if I could only find that damn card, Konstantine said to himself when he was alone. Downward, in the living diggings of the manse, Maggie goggled at a marriage snap of her and Victor. Oh, Victor. I hope I am doing the right thing, Maggie said to the snap. Just also, Teresa entered. Teresa told Maggie about Bella being shut down. Teresa added that she felt like a failure. Maggie sought to assure Teresa that she would done good work for the magazine. Teresa noted that she had no way been qualified for a job at Titan, and she admitted that the only reason she would landed the job was because she had pushed herself on Alex. Maggie said that Teresa could not make someone fall in love with her. Alex did that all on his own, Maggie said. Teresa continued to condemn herself for Bella's failures. Maggie placed her arms around Teresa, and she held Teresa in a warm grasp. Maggie said that she'd talked to Alex about Bella, and she agreed to meet Teresa at Anna.A. Meeting laterally that day. Maggie left after hugging Teresa. Laterally, Konstantine approached Teresa to partake that Maggie had proposed to him. Konstantine said that